A Universal theme park actor was fired for making the OK symbol during a photograph. President Trump has one of his messages removed from YouTube and Twitter, and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has offered a new solution to the climate crisis at her own town hall meeting. All that and more. I'm Bobby Eberle. This is a 13-minute news hour.
And God bless the United States of America.
All right, friends, happy Friday. Welcome to the show. And we are going to jump in with this story of the Universal theme park worker, this actor, because it just goes to show that everything is going crazy in this country. Everything is a trigger. Everything's offensive. Everything gets the left riled up, so much so that people are just, they're walking around on pins and needles, afraid to say anything. And this is what exactly happened at the theme park during the summer. And it's just absolutely outrageous. So you have a theme park actor, just like at Disney, you've got people dressed up in Mickey Mouse and all this stuff. Well, over at Universal, one of the people was dressed up as Gru from the Despicable Me series, took some pictures, and then just this controversy just blew up because he made the OK symbol while taking the picture. Here's a report from the Washington Times. It says a Universal Orlando actor was fired after flashing the OK hand sign in a photo taken with a biracial child. Tiffany Zinger told USA Today that an actor dressed as the movie character Gru from Despicable Me posed with her 6-year-old daughter, who is biracial and has autism, at a March character breakfast at the Loews Royal Pacific Resort, a Universal hotel. The mother said she didn't notice until August that the character had posed for the photo by forming an upside-down OK symbol with his fingers, which was recently deemed a racist symbol by the Anti-Defamation League. All right, so let's talk about the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, because just last week they updated their database of hate symbols and added things like a bowl cut and the OK symbol, all right? And I want to get into some of what they said about it and contrast that with a report from USA Today that talks about this whole incident. Here's some of the information from the ADL website. It says, today, in a usage that dates to at least as early as the 17th century Great Britain, it most commonly signals understanding, consent, approval, or well-being. Since the early 1800s, the gesture increasingly became associated with the word okay and its abbreviation, okay. The gesture is also important in the Hindu and Buddhist words, as well as in yoga, where it's known as mudra or Viktara mudra, a symbol of inner perfection. The OK hand gesture also forms part of the basis for a number of words or concepts in American Sign Language. It appears in many other contexts as well. Use of the OK symbol in most contexts is entirely innocuous and harmless. All right. So then the ADL, this is in their listing of that it's a hate symbol, but even they give the background on it and everything. And then they talk about how this whole bad gesture originated from a hoax. Check this out. It says, in 2017, so just 2 years ago, the OK hand gesture acquired a new and different significance thanks to a hoax by members of the website 4chan to falsely promote the gesture as a hate symbol, claiming that the gesture represented the letters WP for white power. The OK gesture hoax was merely the latest in a series of similar 4chan hoaxes using various innocuous symbols. In each case, the hoaxers hoped that the media and liberals would overreact by condemning a common image as white supremacists. The overwhelming usage of OK hand gesture today is still its traditional purpose as a gesture signifying assent or approval. As a result, someone who uses the symbol cannot be assumed to be using the symbol in either a trolling or especially white supremacist context unless other contextual evidence exists to support the contention. Since 2017, many people have been falsely accused of being racist or white supremacists for using the OK gesture in its traditional or innocuous sense. All right, so that's the information from the ADL. They list it as a hate symbol, but then they provide all this information to say, hey, it's most likely 99% not, okay? It's most likely okay. So here's a report from USA Today, which interviewed the parents of the daughter, and here's how it started.
When I was looking through the photos, I was like, wait a minute, why is this sign on my child's shoulder?
So that's the parents. Now let's look a little deeper in how things are portrayed in this segment, in this interview.
When my child had approached him, he put his hand on her as though he was just doing it regular. And as I was looking at the camera, he started to put the universal white supremacist hate sign on her shoulder.
So forget about the fringe. This mom says that the OK symbol is now the universal white supremacist hate sign. Universal, okay? So that's her take on it. But look at how USA Today spins their own story.
Sometimes people will use it in selfies or group photos of, say, like Proud Boy members or members of a militia or a conservative group.
Wow, so they bring on an expert who lumps conservative groups in there. You know, people like you and me, I guess if we make the OK symbol, that's a racist statement. They bring in and it's just so frustrating that they bring in this expert and she says conservative groups. I mean, give me a break. How it's just nuts. But let me flash this up on the screen. Here's more from the interview. They posted this. They said the hand symbol has had many meanings before it steadily evolved into an expression of hate years ago. Look at that. Okay. So, you know, you guys have been watching the show. I cover a lot of stuff about Democrats and the media and the left and how dishonest they are and how they spin things and twist things. But that's probably one of the most dishonest statements I think I've seen. We even read it with the ADL, how this symbol has existed for centuries, okay? And now they say that, I'll put it up again, the hand symbol has had many meanings, as if it doesn't have the OK meaning anymore, and steadily evolved into an hate expression years ago. I mean, it's just absolutely nuts. And so Universal put out a statement. I'll put that up. It says, "We never want our guests to experience what this family did. This is not acceptable, and we are sorry. We are taking steps to make sure nothing like this happens again." Oh my gosh. So there we go. Okay, symbol. What's next? You know, what is going to be next? So I want to talk about President Trump because he put out, you know, we've got all this stuff with Ukraine and Joe Biden and all of this stuff. Joe Biden's, you know, denying that he's ever did anything, didn't muscle Ukraine on behalf of his son, you know, didn't intermingle with the oil executives and things like that. Well, President Trump put out a tweet. It was a parody to the Nickelback song Photograph. That was what was playing when he put up this. And I want to show you this tweet right here. Yeah, so you can see the picture. And who is in that photograph? Oh, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, an executive for Burisma Holdings, the Ukrainian company that the Ukraine prosecutor was investigating when Hunter Biden was associated with it. The same company that Joe Biden said to the Ukraine government, fire that prosecutor for investigating, I guess, my buddies here. And guess what? That Ukraine prosecutor was fired. He was gone. So this photograph, President Trump put that out. Well, Twitter and, you know, YouTube went nuts. And here's a report from the Washington Times that says Twitter and YouTube has removed the video from President Donald Trump that featured an edited Nickelback music video that took aim at former Vice President Joe Biden. Both a Twitter post and a YouTube upload were blocked because of copyright complaints. The video featured the doctored version of the band's 2005 music video Photograph, showing singer Chad Kroeger holding a photo of Biden, his son, a Ukrainian gas executive, and another man. A Twitter spokeswoman said Thursday the company responded to valid copyright complaints sent to us by a copyright owner or their authorized representatives. After Twitter acted, the White House uploaded the same video to YouTube on Thursday morning, suggesting it had produced the digital attack on Biden. By Thursday afternoon, the YouTube post was blocked. All right, so that's YouTube, that's Twitter. You know, President Trump's having some fun at Biden's expense, and you got to have some humor with this because, I mean, this is a serious situation, and it's almost gotten to the level of a joke where the media doesn't even investigate Joe Biden, his son, all of these actual ties, all of this actual corruption with Ukraine. President Trump puts that out, it gets blocked by YouTube and Twitter. So next, I want to talk about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez because she was having a town hall meeting yesterday in Queens, and I don't know if this lady was a troll or if she's just kind of out there, but the exchange, the ideas that this woman proposed to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in the question and answer session just takes the solutions to the climate crisis up to a new level. Check this out.
We only have a few months left. I love that you support the Green Deal, but it's not getting rid of fossil fuel. It's not going to solve the problem fast enough.
All right, so according to them, getting rid of fossil fuels isn't going to help the situation fast enough. We are on a deadline. So what does she propose?
So I think your next campaign slogan has to be this: we got to start eating babies. We don't have enough time. There's too much CO2.
So wait a second, what was that? She said there's too much CO2, but what did she say? What was her proposal?
You are so great. I'm so happy that you're really supporting the Green Deal, but it's not enough. Even if we would bomb Russia, we still have too many people, too much pollution. So we have to get rid of the babies. That's a big problem. Just stopping having babies is not enough. We need to eat the babies.
So, what do you think about that? First of all, I didn't know in the whole Green New Deal or the proposals by the left that bombing Russia was even an option. I didn't know that was on the table. But her solution is that we need to start eating babies. And if this is a troll, it's just brilliant. I want to know what you guys think. Is this lady out there, or is she just trolling AOC? Because, bombing Russia and eating babies. So Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tried to stay calm, and she responded with this.
We have more than a few months. We do need to hit net zero in several years. But I think we all need to understand that there are a lot of solutions that we have.
Well, we're not going to hit net zero in a few years. So what's going to happen is this latest deadline is going to come and go, and then the left are going to be, it's like those end of the world people. The world is going to end next Wednesday, and then, oh wait, our data was wrong. It's actually going to end May of next year. This is what these climate people are doing. And the thing is that the US is actually improving, all right? You've got countries like China and India that their populations are booming. Their economies are getting to the point where they need more energy. So what are they doing? They're grabbing cheap energy, coal and other things like that, while the US people on their own are trying to alter their lifestyles without government interference. You've got these countries just going crazy. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and the left want to destroy the American economy, implement socialism as a counter, and not do anything about these countries. It's just absolutely outrageous. So finally, folks, I want to end today with a little bit of Robert Francis O'Rourke, because he does weird stuff, and it goes, he is perfect. He is a perfect representative for our segment that we do from time to time. Do you have a relaxed brain?
I got what you call a relaxed brain.
All right, so for some reason, as you know, Robert Francis is always trying to make these videos to show people that, look, I'm not weird. I'm a normal guy. Just watch me. He puts up this one, where he was going to the dentist and stuff like that. And then, of course, he followed that up with his, I'm a handyman. I'm an everyday man, changing the tire. Remember this? So next, instead of just going away, now Beto wants to see his next everyman moment is him getting a flu shot. He thought it was important enough to go on Instagram and post himself getting a flu shot. It's just the weirdest thing. Here's a picture of it. But here's what really cracked me up is this guy, Tom Elliott, posted this tweet. Now, remember, this is Beto, okay? This is the guy that at the last Democrat debate said, I'm going to take your guns. I'm just going to come and I'm going to take your guns. All right, so check out what Tom Elliott posted. He says, I see Beto's guns were already confiscated. So, I just love that. I love the humor. And Beto is, again, he's a classic example of do you have a relaxed brain? So, folks, that's our show for today. Please subscribe. And when you do, please hit that bell so you'll be notified. And we'll see you next time. I'm Bobby Eberly. This is a 13-minute news hour. Okay, friends, just a little reminder before you go, and no, this does not count against my 13 minutes. Please hit the subscribe button below and tell your friends. And if you happen to miss our last show, you can check it out right here. And also for great conservative news and commentary, please check out GOPUSA.com. All right, folks, we'll see you on the next show. Have a great day.